Hey guys, what is up? Vero here, and I feel really dumb with this beanie on. This is the one that I made like months ago that I never wear. I think I might just take it off. Could not resist. Okay, my hair looks a little crazy now, and my eyebrows are a little crazy. I'm all sorts of crazy today, but that is a whole nother story. And in case my computer starts blinking like crazy, it is updating its video card, so it's doing its thing in the background, so heads up on that. But I mentioned, if you follow me on Twitter, which if you don't, you should. Crazy. Whatever. So I mentioned on Twitter that the guild that I currently raid with is transitioning from 10-man to 25-man, and I had a lot of people asking me questions about it, so I thought I would make a video on it, because why not? A lot of guilds are doing the transition because of the introduction of Mythic raiding in 6.0/ Warlords of Draenor, and I thought I would make a video, which I think I said that twice. Oh well, 2 times the flavor. What? I don't know either. Before I get started, guildmates have found my YouTube channel. One by accident, another because I have it linked on the forums because I don't really care. So if you're watching this, hi. I'm awkward. I'm sorry. Okay, so any guild that plans on transitioning from 10-man to 25-man, there's kind of a lot of decisions that need to be made either by the raid leader / guildmaster, whoever, or as kind of a group. So yeah, I'm just going to go over kind of my tips for recruiting and for transitioning. Before I get started, I'm not, some expert guild master extraordinaire. I don't have awards saying that, although I should. Probably not. I shouldn't. I probably shouldn't. So the reason I'm making this video is I've been put in charge for some bizarre reason of recruiting for my guild. They killed Heroic Garrosh on 10-man, not last week, but the following week. And the next day, I had a direct message on Twitter from my guildmaster asking to pick my brain. Now, naturally, because of me, I thought that maybe I was getting kicked or something. I don't know. You never know. You never know. So I chatted with him on Vent, and he wanted me to start recruiting. And because I'm me, I designed a guild logo, which I'll show here. I actually started one right after they killed Garrosh, but I didn't like it, so I made another one that kind of made more sense to the name, because Premeditated, blood, murder, blah blah blah. And then I created a guild website, which I'll link in the description box below, and I'll also kind of leave a thumbnail here. I created a forum. I went kind of nuts. I'm the type of person that you can't give me an idea for something because I'll just totally run with it. So, I asked, can I make a guild website? And he said yes, and poof, I made a guild website. It really wasn't that magical, but so I started recruiting that weekend, and we realized that we actually had enough to start 25-man last week. The 25-man run actually went really, really well. I was going to make this video during that week, but I was terrified that I was going to jinx it, which I guess in theory I could jinx it today too, but knocking on wood, knocking on wood. But yeah, so started recruited a lot of people. We started 25-man, and we went 10 out of 14 heroic in 1 week for 25-man, which I think is pretty impressive with a new group. We only had a couple bosses that we just kind of were like a brick wall. Valkarok was kind of the main one. But beyond that, everything went smashingly well. So yeah, the tips for recruiting. Number 1, assign someone to do it. I feel like that's kind of a Captain Obvious sort of statement, but pick one person, or you can pick 2. If you pick more than one, make sure that they are communicating with each other, so you're not having one that found 2 healers, and another one that found 3, and you already have 2 healers, and you just end up having way too many healers, and that would be bad. Because, DPS is nice. But just assign 1 or 2 people to do it. I was the person that I was assigned to do it, so I kind of kept my own notes. I can show you some of them. I have... There's also doodles on this page. Don't judge me. I started making notes on paper of who we already had, who was interested in raiding, any of the recruits that we had. Anytime someone contacted me saying they wanted to raid with us, I wrote down their name, their eye level, their experience, and any other information that I needed to write about them, and then I would let the GM know and then we would kind of just figure things out from there. Assign someone to do it, and, you know, yeah, assign someone to do it. Number 2, know exactly what you need. So if you're the person that's actually recruiting, know exactly what you need. Like I said, I made a list of kind of everything. You know, the first thing that I asked my guildmaster was, you know, what do we want? What do we want? When do we want it? No! Okay. I asked what he wanted, and he mainly just said range DPS, so I found range DPS, and then we needed like 1 or 2 healers. I asked if there was any specific classes he wanted, any specific classes that we were already heavy on. I asked what kind of eye level, since we were a 14 out of 14 guild, or they were, because I'm only 10 out of 14, but whatever. And we were transitioning into 25-man, you know, we wanted people, we didn't want everyone to be like, you know, barely of clear normal, because that would just make the transition a little bit more difficult. Because, you know, we want to kill everything on 25-man, but we don't want it to be almost like new progression, like in the sense of we get like 2 heroics down a week and we're going to pay each other and wanting to murder all of everybody. I don't know. I mean, granted, our guild name is Premeditated, but, you know, we don't murder each other all the time. So I definitely had some specific qualifications for people. So when I was advertising an eye level of around 570. You know, if someone was 565, it was fine. If someone was like 567, it was fine. If someone was over 570, obviously it was fine. We preferred a progression of 10 out of 14 heroic, but anything less was fine. We've taken people that only had 1 or 2 heroic bosses down. You know, it's totally fine. You know, they had to have both legendaries because there's just no reason not to have them on the main character that you want to raid on. And just kind of different things like that. So when I would advertise, that is what I would advertise specifically. And yeah. Number 3, actually spend time recruiting. I feel like that's kind of another Captain Obvious thing, but you can't expect to log on the game 5 minutes a day, spam trade for 5 minutes, and expect to randomly have people. I was literally spending hours recruiting. Like, I don't even think people in the guild realized how much time I was spending recruiting. I would go to the guild recruitment forums. I would kind of just browse any of them that looked, and actually read them. Don't just like reply because you're like, oh, I want Feral Druid, even though they can't make half-hour raid times. I'm gonna reply anyway and be a total douche canoe. Don't be that guy, because it's stupid. I actually read all of the advertisements. I would actually, when I would reply, I would just type it up. I wouldn't copy and paste, because usually my replies are pretty straight to the point. And I feel like for advertisements, you know, kind of keep it straight to the point. Say your guild name, say your progression, say what you're doing. Like, I was literally advertising, we are a 10-man guild that's going to 25-man transition. Say what you're looking for, 570 eye level with legendaries. Say your raid times, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday, and then the time that you raid, and then where they can go to apply, or if they can just whisper you for more information. I like to keep things short, sweet, and simple. I don't think recruitment needs to be this big, huge, giant, complicated mess of confusion. You know, I don't need to write a 5-page essay to people on why they should join the guild. That's just my opinion. Kind of transitioning into the keep ad simple, number 4. Have a guild application. It makes it a lot easier to kind of keep things organized, because you can actually go to your forums or wherever you have people submit them, and you can kind of see them and see, okay, this is the person that applied. For our guild application, we've actually had several people comment on how short and simple it is and how much they loved it. Again, like, I don't think it needs to be this big ordeal. You know, you're applying to a guild and that's great, but you don't need to write a 5-page essay on why you want to apply to the guild, because honestly, I'm not going to read it. I don't give a shit. That's pretty much it. So our guild application is maybe like this big. It basically just says, these are the information that I want to know from someone. I want to know how old they are, because I don't want to raid with 12-year-olds. No offense to 12-year-olds, but you shouldn't get past 11 o'clock anyway. I want to know their class. I want to know their eye level. I want to know their progression. I want to know any additional experience they like might have. I want to know if they can make our raid times. That's all I need to know. I don't care if you were number 1 Lich King person, killer, dude, man, bro. I don't care. I want to know what you're doing now. If you're 2 out of 14 heroic, awesome. I want to know it. If you haven't even stepped foot in Siege of Orgrimmar, I want to know it. And I'll probably decline it, but I still want to know it. You know, oh, and logs. I want to see logs, because I like to get an idea for people of, you know, who they are and what they can do and all that good stuff. Number 5, I think, is what I'm on. You don't always have to do interviews, but if you want to, keep them also short and simple. I actually advertised in a guild recruitment thread. These guys, 3 of them, were looking for a guild, and I replied because they were already on our server. They had an issue where they transferred to our server, and then the guild that they transferred with raided for 1 week, and then they kicked everybody out. Way to be a douche canoe and make Storm Rage look like douche canoes. And I snatched them up because that was like a perfect opportunity because they were already on our server. Obviously, they don't want to transfer again, and now they're raiding with us, and we seem to get along with them pretty well. But we did an interview on event with them. It was myself and our guild master and the 3 of them, and they basically just told us kind of what they're looking for in the guild, the raid times that they could make, their progression, you know, any questions that they had for us. And, you know, it was pretty short and simple. We interviewed a couple other people because we were already on event. And, you know, it's a good way to kind of get a feel for somebody, you know, and kind of find out, like, what they want in a guild, and if that's something that you can offer them. 6, I think. Be organized. Now, if my guildmates are watching this video still, they're probably going to laugh and chuckle, because the other day, during raid, I kept joking, saying that don't make me put you on the list, and they were like, oh, the list? And I was like, ah, it actually exists. It really exists. I have a spreadsheet. I have 2 spreadsheets. I have one that has the name of everybody, and it's color-coded by their class, so rogues are yellow, paladins are pink, etc. That's color-coded by their class, and it basically is just our main roster of people that we have. It made it a lot easier for, you know, Lay Blue, who coordinates all of our cooldowns and stuff, to kind of know who we had, what we had, and all that good stuff. You know, I like having that master roster list, so I know, okay, well, this person and this person's going to be out this week, so, you know, let's try and fill those spots. So we'll hug people that week, or, you know, we have 27 people, so we're totally good, we don't need to recruit anymore, type of thing. It just makes things a lot easier. I can see a visual representation instead of people being like, how many is in our roster? And I just go, a lot. I also have a spreadsheet specifically for people that are new recruits, so that I can keep track of their attendance. I realize that sounds probably super picky, but, you know, I want to know who shows up and who's late, and kind of, because I mean, it's part of the trial, you know, they're trialing for 2 or so weeks, and I want to know how they do. And so in that spreadsheet I have all of their names, and then it's colored by class again, and then it has Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday, and then it shows like on time or late, or they quit, and then, you know, the next week rolls over, and then I delete them off the list. It just keeps things a lot easier for me. I can send both lists to any of the other officers. I can send it to anybody else in the guild if they want to see it. It just makes things so much easier. I also write down, like I said, a lot of the stuff. So I have, I don't know where my notebook is. It's under a bunch of stuff, so I can't really grab it. But, you know, like I said, I write down names of people, their class, their progression, you know, if they're interested in raiding with us, and it keeps things easier. I could tell you exactly how many people are going to be trialing this week because I write it down and I know it, and I keep track of it, and, you know, I send people emails and I'm like, hey, or like in-game mail, you know, you are interested in trialing with us, do you still want to trial with us this week? Please let me know by XYZ time, and then that way I know, like, any extras that we have to invite. You know, I feel like the transition from 10 to 25 can be a little scary at first. You're going to have people that are probably going to have computer issues. We had a couple last week, and, you know, people just kind of mess with their settings. Certain add-ons will definitely affect it. Recount is a major one, so if you have raiders that are using Recount for whatever reason, I would recommend that you tell them to switch to SCADA, which they should do anyway. You know, the transition itself can be, like I said, a little scary because everybody's kind of relearning the fights, but, you know, we went 10 out of 14 in our first week, and I am still really impressed with that, and I'm hoping that this week that we get to see at least Bach, and hopefully kick his face in and have a dinosaur for dinner. T-Rex burgers. Yum. But basically, the whole thing just comes down to recruiting. If you are obviously on a lower pop server, it's going to be a little bit harder to recruit unless you're probably one of the top guilds. You know, our server that we're on is high pop, so it makes it a lot easier. So, like, I've actually been turning people away. Like, it's crazy. I guess people heard about the first week that we had, so a lot of people are, you know, people that quit the guild several months ago are trying to come back, and, you know, we're like, sorry, we're full, we don't have any room for you, which is kind of fun. You know, and I've only been in the guild not even 2 months yet, and I just been in charge of recruiting. So I don't think there's anything else that I wanted to say. If you have any questions about just recruitment and kind of the transition, feel free to leave comments in the comment section below, or you can tweet me or whatever. But I mean, really what recruitment comes down to is just being organized, knowing exactly what you want, having someone in charge of it, and making it happen. You know, it's going to be a little scary at first, and it's going to be kind of new and refreshing, jumping into 25-man, but it's a nice change. I've been enjoying raiding 25-man so far. I'm excited to raid again this week, and I hope those who are trying to transition have lots of luck with it. May the recruitment be ever in your favor. Ha 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 ha. I laugh at myself. I laugh at myself. I keep looking at myself in the thing because my hair is like all over the place. And like a little crud. Oh, I remember something else I wanted to cover. When you are recruiting, like say, first you have to decide when you actually want to start recruiting for 25-man. Like the guild decided to do it after they killed Heroic Garrosh and 10-man, and literally the next day it was, okay, let's start recruiting for 25-man. So kind of decide if you want to wait until then, or if you just want to go ahead and start with wherever you are in progression. When we were recruiting and people would contact me, you know, I would let them know that the guild itself is 14 out of 14 heroic. For 10-man, we're starting 25-man completely new. When we start it next week, when I was advertising, you know, I was telling people that if we don't have enough people to do 25-man, we're just going to do 10-man, and we're going to try to pull people in, but don't expect to be pulled in. So kind of give like a disclaimer out to people. We had a couple people, we had one person quit because they thought that they were going to get carried to Garrosh or something stupid, and like, no. Oh, and also figure out a loot system that you're going to do as a guild or whatever. We are going to do EPGP, which I keep referring to Egapipple. I don't know why, I just keep referring to it as that. But until we have like kind of a set roster, like we know the people that we have are going to mostly be staying, even if it's only like 20 people or something, we're waiting. So right now we're just doing /roll, just to kind of keep things fair, because it's not really fair to have a point system from day one in 25-man, because, you know, obviously the people that have been raiding with us the longest, you know, are probably going to be here the whole time, and there's going to be other people that are be coming in and out, and yeah, so figure out a loot system, figure out kind of everything you want to do, discuss it with your current raid members, your officers, your GM, whatever, and kind of just dive right into 25-man if you're ready to take the plunge, because it is worth it. Although we're not getting as much heroic Warforged gear dropping as we expected. A little disappointed in that, Blizzard, thank you. But I've been enjoying the transition, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. I don't know if there's anything else I want to talk about, but I'll talk to you guys later. I hope you are having a great week and a great day and all that fabulous stuff, and may the loot be ever in your favor this week if you're raiding. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Transitioning. Transitioning. Okay. I always do that. I'm not a horse. Or am I? You know, I would save a lot of money on gas if I was. Just saying. Centaur? Is it a centaur that's half horse, half human? I don't remember. I think it's a centaur, right? We're gonna go with that. That's better. Okay. My tummy is gurgled. It says hello and feed me, Seymour. I don't even know where I was going with that. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I think the button's somewhere down there. Also, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, comment if you have anything you want to say, and be sure to check out my previous video. And again, don't forget to subscribe so that you can see the next video. Bye!